No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm bringing you a dope look into some important New York City hip hop history and beyond. My man Shea Davis is in the building.
Salute. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm hyped to have this conversation because I lived in New York from 2003 to 2010. So I was kind of the time period in which you were doing your thing. And I definitely have a lot of memories of seeing you during the blog era and the early DVD era and all that kind of shit. So
when you was out in New York?
I stayed in Bushwick and Astoria during that time for the most part.
It was lit.
Astoria before it was like the nicest place on earth. It's like it's beautiful over there now.
Yeah. Gentrified.
Definitely. But all right, so let's talk about your early days, exactly where you were born and what it was like for you as a kid.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I grew up in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Patterson Projects. You know what I mean? Building 414 with my grandmother. I mean, my mom's had me, but you know, she was into the drugs and stuff, so she just left me with my grandmother, really my aunt, which is her sister. She left me with her sister, and my sister was raising me, stuff like that. I was living in an apartment in the projects with them, you know what I'm saying? And then my mom died probably like when I was like 9.
Right.
9 years old. Then my grandmother was taking care of me. Then she died.
And how many years apart?
I think like the same year.
Really? And what happened to both of them?
Well, my mom, she fell off the roof.
Right.
Yeah, because she came to the crib and she was knocking on the door and the music was loud. So we lived on the top floor. So, you know what I'm saying? So she went to the roof to try to, you know what I mean, go and knock on the window. And then she tipped over.
Holy.
Yeah, and she died.
Terrible.
You know what I'm saying? And then my grandmother probably like a year later, I mean, around the same year she died.
From complications, just old age or whatever?
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was the last person to see her before she died.
Really?
She said she wanted to see me. They snuck me in the hospital. Then I seen her. I held her hand and stuff like that. And then that same night, we got the call like 3 a.m. that she passed.
Wow.
Then I went to her funeral. That was the first funeral I went to her funeral. She had a smile on her face. She was real religious too, so
Wow.
she had a smile on her face in the casket.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I don't really got no brothers. I only got one sister that my mom's had.
Right.
Because we're originally from Alabama,
But
I was born in the Bronx.
Right.
My family moved to the Bronx, and then I was born out there.
But like when your grandmother passed away, how many brothers and sisters you have around you that you were dealing
I didn't
with?
have no. I had one sister. She died too.
Oh, but she had already passed away at that point?
Who?
Your sister?
Yeah, my sister passed when she was little.
And what happened to her?
She has, I think, heart stuff or something.
Damn, that's a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, so I didn't really have no brothers, and I ain't had no brothers and sisters. The one sister I got, she's still alive, but she live in Alabama.
Okay.
That's where we originally from, my family, my grandmama and stuff.
Right.
And she stayed out there.
And so what becomes of your life once you've kind of lost your grandmother and your mom and you don't really have anybody else that you can rely on at that point?
I mean, at that point, all I was really seeing was my grandmother, really. My aunt was really working and stuff like that, so I was really seeing my grandmother and just friends. You know what I'm saying? Then my cousin, which is my other aunt, she got killed too. She got stabbed. She was living somewhere else, but the cousin was staying with me, Jerry Davis. And he was like selling drugs and stuff, but he got killed, he got shot in the head. He got killed around the same year too. So that was really seeing him and then my grandmother. So once my grandmother died, it was really, my aunt came and got me from the apartment. She came and got me and said, yo, we gotta go, we moving. So she took me out the projects and we moved to Queens, Rosedale, Queens, nice suburban area. But you know, it's suburban then, but it's kind of stuff going on now, but you know what I'm saying? She moved me out there. And then I just had to you know what I'm saying? Grew up from there.
Right. So looking back on it now, though, what do you think seeing all that death at such a young age did to you mentally?
I mean, you know, it gave me like I don't know, I was a quiet kid. Like anytime they had Mother's Day and stuff like that, I didn't really want to participate and stuff like that. I was quiet. I mean, I didn't really want to go to school. I didn't really want to go to class and stuff like that. I never really grew up. I ain't had no brothers and sisters, so I wasn't really an interactive person like that. I was just a kid in the cut, just quiet, minding my business. Most of the time I got in trouble was because of something somebody did to me. Then I just had to hold myself down. But you know what I mean? I really was just a quiet kid, just growing up like that.
We just hit 600,000 subscribers on the Clips channel right here. We're trying to get to 700, so you know what to do. Smack that red button and subscribe. Appreciate you.